Hello, I'm Kelly, and in this video, we're going to look at some drill work to help develop your inversion practice. So this includes headstands, forearm stands, handstands, and the like. So in order to take this class, or to do this class successfully, you're going to need a strap, which is looped in a loop that sets up your arms to be a little bit wider than shoulder width distance apart. If you don't have a strap, something like a robe or something where you can tie it will work, but you want to make sure that you can tie it into a loop. You'll also need a block, and the last thing you'll need is a blank piece of wall. Again, if you don't have a wall, a column, a solid column, or even a door frame will work. All right, come to a comfortable seated position. Sit up with your spine nice and tall, close your eyes, and take a couple of deep breaths in and out. You might put a sigh on the exhale portion of your breath to allow for release. And then seal your lips, breathe in and out through your nose. And as you breathe, feel your body. Notice your body. Notice the quality of your body, your energy. Notice what feelings, like sensations, but also emotional feelings are present. Just notice your body. Give thanks for your body. The state that your body is in right now, like whatever is present for you is perfect. Nothing to fix about it, and acknowledge. And we'll begin with one Om. Bring your hands together over your heart. Take a breath in. Beautiful. Go ahead and open up your eyes, and we'll start by warming up our shoulders and our wrists. So take your arms out like a capital letter T with your wrists flexed and your palms flat to the left and the right side. So press your arms out all the way as straight as you can. Draw your front ribs into center, and then flex your fingers back towards your face. So really work your wrists open here. You give this 5 breaths. 1, 2, press and press. 3, 4, press a little bit more. And then 5, stay here and circle your arms forward. Forward, 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 forward. Keep pressing out through your palms while keeping your front ribs pulled in. So avoid the temptation to blow the front of your body out. And instead, keep your core integrated and press through your palms. Good. Couple more circles. And then pause, stop. Turn your fingers down. So keep pressing out through your arms. Keep your wrist flexed. Press down or roll down through your fingertips. And now take your arms back. Take them back as much as you can before your ribs start to pop out, or before it really starts to become like zingy, tingly, too much through your chest and your arms. And then once you kind of get that full expression feeling, hold that and circle your arms back a little bit, back a little bit. We won't do this too long. 5, 4, keep pressing out. 3, 2, go a little more back. Ooh, and 1, relax. Roll your wrists a little bit. Roll your shoulders a little bit, and then grab your strap. So you're going to take your strap and loop beneath your wrists, but not all the way down towards your elbow. So you're on the most muscular part of your forearm, so you have some cushioning there for the strap. Okay, so now have the strap looped. You're going to press out into the strap with your palms facing each other. Good, take that up overhead. So you'll hold it like that. Draw your front ribs into center. Lift the pit of your belly in and up. So seal your core, keep that. And we're gonna add some shoulder shrugs. So pressing out into the strap, shrug your shoulders up to your ears, and then pull your shoulders down towards the floor. Shrug up, so you're reaching up and down. Do that 3 more times. Reach up and down. Good. I can hear my shoulders crunching, creaky crunch. You may not know this about me, but I used to be a swimmer. So I have the experience of my shoulders being hypermobile from swimming. I've really had to build up a lot of strength around my shoulders in my yoga practice. And these movements will do that. All right, one more time, reach all the way up, keep it up, hold it up, press out into the strap, keep holding it up. If possible, you could flex your wrists and press your palms up, kind of like you're doing a handstand on the ceiling, press up. And then we're gonna lift and lower. So keep the press out, press up. And on the exhale, lower your arms down and tap the front of your legs. Keep pushing out with your palms and out with the strap. Come back up. And then tap down. I'm gonna do that 3 more times. Front ribs in. Keep your front ribs pulled into center. 2 more. You're probably already feeling your shoulders here a bit. I know I am. And then up and hold it. Keep it. 1, hips down, palms up. 2, shoulders up. 3, press up. 4, and 5. Relax. Give your shoulders a roll. You can take the strap off. Good, and then get rid of that. And then before we go into the wrists and the shoulders anymore, let's do a little bit to open up the lower back. So a movement we need, I was talking about drawing the front ribs in, and an action that allows for that to be more natural is for the lower back to become broad and open. So you have the space to really pull your front ribs in as you start going upside down. So we'll develop that first by sitting on the floor, sitting bones on the floor, bend your knees, plant your feet, and then catch your shins with your arms. Now, straighten your arms, and then as though a bowling ball came and hit you in the belly, you're gonna scoop your belly in and expand through the back of your pelvis. So see if you can even round your back enough that the very back of your pelvis, your sacrum, touches the floor. Go for that. And then you'll hold that for 1, 2, 3. Each exhale, so you can pull the pit of your belly back towards your spine. 4, and 5. Now inhale, come all the way up. And then exhale, you're gonna roll back again. Now, if this was challenging enough, you can stay just like this. If you want a little bit more challenge, let go of your legs, drop back enough that the back of your pelvis is on the floor, and pull the pit of your belly in. 1, 2, 3, pull the pit of the belly in and up. 4, and 5. Catch your legs, come all the way up, sit up tall. And we'll go 1 more time. So again, straighten your arms, round, pull the pit of your belly in, so you can stay, you can let go, and then the last step, if this, you can go a little further than this, is to lift your legs up and bring your lower back to the floor. This is called a hollow body. So hold the hollow body for 1, pull the pit of your belly down, 2, 3, squeeze your legs together, 4, and 5, come all the way back up. Good. And then you're gonna cross your shins, roll over your shins, but stick a child's pose. So you're gonna relax off of that a little bit and give your shoulders a bit more stretch. Let's give this 5 breaths. Relax your shoulders as much as you can. Relax your middle back. With your inhale, spread your middle back as much as you can. Good, and then come back up to all fours. come to a seated position, and we'll move a little bit more into the wrists. So from seated, take your arms out in front of you and spread your fingers out with your palms facing forward. So it's almost like you're doing a plank, but you're vertical. Keep that position. You're going to bring all 5 fingers on each hand together to touch. Keep your fingers straight, and then spread your fingers out like jazz hands. Bring them together and out, together and out. So we're going to do that. It almost looks like you're going to honk like a clown nose, but do it at the same time. It's kind of a funny looking thing, but what you're doing here is you're warming up the extensors on your forearms. So these are the muscles that control our hands and keep us stable, especially inside of a handstand, but also forearm stand and a headstand. So keep the full out, full in, and see if you can go a little bit faster. We'll go 10, 9, all right, start warming up, 8, 7, keep stretching out, 6, 5, oh, it's burning, 4, 3, stick with it, 2, and 1. Relax, shake that out a little bit. Good, and then we're going to stretch that. So come forward to all fours. You're going to take your hands, the top of your hand on the floor with your palm facing up. Take your fingertips back towards your knees. And then really gently, you're going to lean back. And just give the top of your forearms a bit of a stretch here. Deep breathing. One more breath. If you can go back a little bit. This is not something you need to push or want to push too far, just enough to feel some relief through your forearms. And then roll off. Do a little like doggy paddle, flippy floppy thing here. Ease your wrists. Good, and then we're going to come back to all fours again. So from a tabletop position, let's just hold the tabletop. Set your index fingers to point straight forward. Grip your fingertips, stack your shoulders, and hold this. So a couple breaths to let your wrists warm up. I've had sore wrists multiple times in my yoga life in practicing. And it has never really come from practicing yoga. It's usually from sleeping. I tend to clench my hands at night if I feel stressed. And so just these couple wrist warm-ups have been really crucial in those moments for me when my wrists have been really sore. All right, so we warmed them up a little bit in this position. Now we're going to move into something called wrist push-ups. So what you'll do is keep your fingertips and keep the base knuckle of each finger down. You're going to lift only the heel of your hand. Good, and then on the exhale, you're going to lower the heel of your hand down as though you're slowly pressing down on like a water balloon that's leaking the water out. So nice and slow. Lift up. And then against some resistance, lower the heels of your hands down. Come up and lower down. Good. So that's a lot. You can move your knees back a bit, and then it will take some of the pressure off. If you want to challenge your wrists a little bit more, move your knees closer in. And then once you've got the basic movement, go ahead and speed it up. So you want to maintain the control as you lower your heels, the heels of your hands down, but do that a little bit faster. So you might start to notice the other side of your forearm warming up, the side of your forearm that's closer to your legs. So these are your flexors. And we'll go 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relax, sit back, shake them out a bit. All right, and then we'll stretch that out. So from all fours, I'll go this way so you can see better. You're going to take your hands so that the heels of your hands face each other, the palms of your hands face down, and your fingers face to the left and the right. So if having the heels of your hands together is too much stretch, you can go wider, even like shoulder width distance apart. If they can come together, bring them together, turn the eyes of your elbows to face each other, squeeze your arms in. And then breathe here. Deep breaths. So just enough to feel relief right? No zingy, sharp, shooting pain or anything like that. If you're feeling that, ease off a little bit. After a couple breaths, if it feels okay, you can rock a little side to side. Breathe deep. So in doing this, you're training your hands and your wrists to get used to some of the wobbling that happens inside of a handstand. Good, and then sit back, relax, shake it out. Good, and then we're gonna move on to some shoulder shrugs. So we've warmed up the wrists, we've warmed up the shoulders a little bit, we're gonna warm the shoulders a little bit more. So tabletop position again. Wrists are feeling pretty good. Actually, scratch that. We're gonna do a release real quick for the forearms. Let's do that first. So from, again, your tabletop position, bring your left forearm down onto the mat, perpendicular to your mat. Then you're gonna bring your right forearm or elbow onto your forearm, and you're gonna press into your forearm and kind of roll around. So you're using your forearm to lubricate and open up the fascia inside your forearm. You're relieving the compartment. So your forearm has fascia wrapped around the tissue there that can become really tight and restrictive as we work the wrists and the forearms. And this movement just helps kind of relieve some of that and allow the tendons and the muscles to slide a little bit better. Good. If using your forearm is not quite enough, you can also use your right knee. This is a way to put a little bit more weight on your forearm. I tend to like my other forearm better because my elbow actually can get in there a little bit further. And then once you do that side, go ahead and release and you'll go to the other side. So it can be your left forearm, left elbow pressing into your right forearm, or you could use your left knee. And you're just making circles around the muscle in your forearm. You might notice your fingers kind of start moving. It's kind of weird. It's kind of cool. I don't know. A couple more. So you're feeling like the muscles and the tendons that are responsible for flexing your fingers. You see them working. Good. All right, now come on up. Now we'll take our tabletop position. Come into that. Tabletop, wrists under shoulders, knees under hips, and we'll do some shoulder shrugs. So keep your arms totally straight, that's key here, and roll the eyes of your elbows in towards each other. Then take a breath in. On the exhale, you're gonna shrug down and forward. So your chest drops down between your shoulders, go forward a little bit, and on the exhale, press the floor away, round your upper back as you push the floor down. So exhale, shrug. This is shoulder blade retraction. And then press the floor down, round your back. This is protraction. So do that a couple more times. Really focus on keeping your arms straight. So what you don't want to have happening is where you're bending the elbows and nothing is really happening at the level of the shoulder. Have it that your shoulders are where the movement is happening and your elbows are solid and straight. And we'll do two more. And one more. Good, and then child's pose, press back. Stretch your shoulders out. And then come up to tabletop, and we'll take it up a notch to plank. So sit up, shoulders over top of your wrists, one leg back, other leg back, and we're in plank position. So nice simple plank, feet together, legs together, squeeze your leg muscles to the bone, lift the pit of the belly up towards the spine, and then look at the top edge of your mat. 1, 2, 3, pitch your shoulders forward a little bit more, but keep your belly up. 4, and 5. High to low push-up, so you could lower all the way down to the floor as an option. Upward facing dog, knees could be down, or your knees can be up. Downward facing dog, press all the way back. Take 3 breaths. One more breath here, relax. And then come out to plank again. This time we're gonna come into forearm plank. So I'll drop my knees, Come down to your forearms. Actually, let's try like this. Come to downward facing dog. Drop to your forearms from here. See if you can drop both forearms at the same time and then shift out into your plank position. Just another way to build up some strength in your arms and your core. Now what we're going to do here from this is we're going to do some pelvic drops. So what that looks like is on the inhale, keep your legs straight. You're going to drop your pelvis down to the floor so you can get all the way down into like a cobra shape. And on the exhale, press your forearms down, lift back up to forearm plank. Inhale, pelvis down, sphinx, not cobra, and exhale, forearm plank. Do that a couple more times. So what this is training is how to come out of that banana back shape that can happen in our inversions. So we're learning how to move from a back bend back into that strong integrated plank shape. And let's do that 3 more times. 2 more. And then last one. This one, you're going to up and hold it. Hold it for 5. Pull your elbows to your feet and your feet to the elbows. 4. 3. Ooh, shaking. 2. And 1. See if you can press all the way up into your plank on straight arms, high to low push up. You could come all the way down. I'm going to do that. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Take a couple breaths. If your arms are cooked here, you can take child's pose instead of downward dog. 2 more breaths. 1 more. Good. And then come back down to your forearms. So we're going to do that little move 1 more time. From your forearms, come out into forearm plank. Now this time we're going to do it with 1 leg. So let me say this. If the first version was enough, we'll do 10 total. If the first one was enough challenge, do it with both feet on the floor. If you want a little extra, we're going to do 1-legged for 5 and then switch to the other leg for the other 5. Right? So that'll look like this. Come to your forearm plank. You're going to lift your right foot off the floor. On the inhale, lower your pelvis down. And on the exhale, lift up and pull your knee in towards your chest. Okay, so let's give it a shot. Come down, knee into your chest. 3 more. Down and in. Down and in. Last one, down and in. Hold it. Hold it into your chest. 1. You could have 2 feet down or the knee into your chest. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Take your foot back. See if you can come up to plank. Low push-up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Right, so I changed it a little bit. We're going to take a break in between. We'll do the other side in a second. You can thank me later for the break in between. We'll do 1 more. Okay, and then again, last time. See if you can lower both forearms together. If that's not possible, you can do 1 at a time, but try. Try both. Come out to plank. And then this time it's your left leg up. Inhale, lower your hips down. Exhale, left knee to your chest. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then up and hold it, chest, knee to your chest. 5, 1, 2, protract, push down. 3, 4, 5, step back to forearm plank. Come all the way up to plank, low push up, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. All right, child's pose. Come on down, rest. You can rest your arms in front, you can rest your arms back, forehead down. One more. Then come up to sitting. And we're ready to start working with our inversions. So the first one we'll play with is headstand. So in the setup of headstand, you're going to catch your opposite bicep with the opposite hand and set your elbows onto the floor. Once that's set, reach your hands in front, interlace your fingers, tuck your bottom pinky finger in so that your hands are flush on the floor and you're not wobbling around that bottom pinky finger. Then you're going to tuck your chin, place the back of your head in the heel of your hands. So not up right against the fingers, but the heels of your hands. You're going to place, at first, your hairline on the floor. As we start moving on, you'll roll from your hairline back a little bit to the very top of your head called your frenulum. All right, so we're here. Place the fingers, bottom fingers in. Hairline on the floor. Now, lift up into a downward facing dog shape. You can stay right here or walk in a little bit. Press your head down, press your forearms down, lift your hips up, stay here. 3, 2, 1. Walk your feet a little closer. Press your elbows down, your head down, your hands down. 1. Elbows down. 2. 3, walk your feet a little bit closer, elbows down. You might be able to lift your feet up. You might be able to lift your feet in. Hold it, elbows down, head down. 1, 2, stay just with this. 3, feet floating or feet on the floor or feet into your butt. 4, and 5, feet down. Walk back to your down dog shape, drop your knees. Child's pose. Stretch your arms out, head down, breathe. Relax your upper body. All right, we're gonna do that one more time, okay? One more. So the first one is always to experience, and the second one is to grow. All right, so we'll set it up again. Catch opposite elbows, elbows on the floor. Reach out, interlace your fingers, tuck the bottom baby finger in. Then hairline to the floor, the back of the head to the heels of your hands. Tuck your toes, lift your knees, come into your down dog shape. Walk in a little bit, then hold. Press your elbows down, hands down, head down. 1, 2, 3, walk a little closer, elbows down, head down. 1, 2, 3, walking closer, elbows down. You could stay feet on the floor, float your feet up, pull your heels in, hold. 1, elbows down. 2, head down, elbows down. 3, press down. 4, and 5, feet down. Walk back to the down dog shape. Drop your knees. Child's pose. Rest. Good work. Rest your head, your neck, your shoulders. Good. And then come up to all fours. And now we're going to move it up a little bit, work on our dolphin pose / forearm stand a little bit. So come into your downward facing dog. And then again, if possible, give it a shot. You're going to lower both elbows to the floor at the same time. Set your gaze right between your forearms on the floor. Walk your feet in a little bit closer. And then hold and breathe. 1, push down through your forearms. 2, 3, lift up onto the toes. Hold that. 1, 2, 3. Lift your right leg up into the sky. Hold that. 1, you can do some hops and see if you can catch some air, up to you. 2, 3, lower your right foot down, lift your left leg up. Hold that, push your forearms down. 1, 2, and 3. Dolphin pose. Press up to downward facing dog. Both arms if you can, or one at a time. High plank, low plank, upward dog, downward facing dog. Child's pose. Rest. This one I like to have my arms back for. If you have your arms back, it's kind of nice to keep your knees a little closer together. Good, and then sit up. So right about now, our arms are getting pretty tired, probably. So you're welcome to be done. If you are done, we're gonna do 2 more, if you can hang with me. And at the end, we'll stretch everything out a little bit, okay? Yeah, so grab your block. Here's where we're gonna start building into the handstand. So have your block, let's see. Come to your downward facing dog. Walk your feet up a little bit. Walk your hands back. So you're in like this forward fold shape, but your hands are right underneath your shoulders. Then you're gonna take your block and put that right in front of your toes, okay? So you're here, shoulders are right over top of your wrists, grip with your fingertips, now push. Push your hands down, you're protracting your shoulders, pull the pit of your belly up, hold that. 1, lean into your fingers a bit. 2, look right down between your hands for 3, 4, and 5. Now walk up onto the block. Keep pressing down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, keep pushing. Lift your heels up, lean into your fingers, lift your right leg up. 1, fingertips down. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Right foot down, or left foot up, stick with it. Last 5, lean into your fingertips. 4, push down. 3, pitch weight into your hands for 4, and 5. Step all the way down, lower down, child's pose. And you might like to have the backs of your hands on the floor for this one to give your wrists a break. Good, and come on up. Okay, so here's the last one. Here's where we're going to use the wall. So for the last one, we're going to take a handstand with our face facing the wall. So you might want to move your mat, and I'm going to do that. And I'll give you a couple steps, a couple scales for this. So I'll show you that, and then you can choose which one is for you. Okay, we're only going to do 1. So for the first scale, you'll take a downward dog with your feet facing the wall, your hands facing away from the wall. So do that. Make it a pretty short downward facing dog. You'll take one leg up the wall, press your foot into the wall, pull the pit of your belly up, and then float the bottom leg. And then push down through your hand. So that's 1, you'll hold that. That's one version, very stable, right? Up and down is pretty easy. You're gonna wanna make sure that you switch sides. I'll tell you when to do the switch if you're doing that one, okay? So that's option 1. Option 2, take one leg up, and then take the other leg up onto the wall. So you're in like a diagonal plank kind of shape. Push your hands down, pull your belly up, look at your belly, and then hold that for 5, okay? So that'll be your second option. The last option is that you'll do that diagonal plank. You'll walk your hands in one time, and you'll walk your feet up a little bit higher up the wall. So you're a little bit closer to vertical, and that will look like this. So from the down dog, one leg up, two leg up, one hand in, two hand in, and go up a little bit, okay? So just remember, you're home by yourself. You don't want to get too crazy with this because you might get stuck and not be able to come back down. So make sure that you're only working at a place where you can get down on your own, unless you have somebody there to rescue you off the wall if you were to get stuck. All right, so pick your poison. We're going to do 10 breaths total. If you're doing that one-legged one, you're doing that 5 on one side, 5 on the other, all right? Get set. I'm going to do the second version one. So everyone into their downward dog. Take one leg up. So you can stay here, lift that bottom foot, or take both legs up. You can stay here or walk your hands back. One, walk your feet up more. Now look at your belly button and hold it. One, leg straight. Two, push down with your hands. 3, 4, 5. If you had the single leg, switch sides. And together it's the last. 1, 2, 3. Push down with your hands, belly in. 4 and 5. And take it down. One leg down, other leg down. Drop to your knees. Child's pose. Rest. Good work. Arms did some work. One more breath. Really come up to all fours. Downward facing dog. High plank. Low plank. Up dog. Just kind of like vinyasa all that out. Downward facing dog. Then drop to your knees. Cross your shins. And then sit back over your legs. So you've done some real work on your neck, your shoulders, your wrists. Let's release them and we'll start with the neck. Take your hands down by your side. Palms are going to press straight down. And then drop your right ear towards your left shoulder. So your left hand's pushing down into the floor. You can just let your head drop to the side, or you can rest your right hand on your head and allow just the weight of your hand to ease your right ear towards your right shoulder a little bit more. Give that 5 breaths. So nothing to force here. Sending loving kindness to your neck, your muscles, the strong muscles of your arms, your upper body. One more breath. And then lift your head up, switch sides. So now your right hand pressing down, left ear to your left shoulder. Rest your left hand on your head. Just let the weight of your arm do the work. Yeah, you've already done the hard part. You've done the work. And so let the work just kind of be done. Let's say gravity. Let gravity do the work. Thank you, gravity. One more breath. Good, and then release that. Give your shoulders a couple rolls. Okay, and then what we'll do from here, you might want your block for this. So have it at the ready. You're going to interlace your fingers behind your back. So I can turn a little bit so you can see me better. Interlace your fingers behind your back. A loose grip with your knuckles. You're going to reach your hands back and set your hands on the floor behind you. Okay, and then once you do that, you're going to press your knuckles down lightly and send your chest forward and up between your shoulders. So if you've got a little bit more mobility there with that, you can set the block behind you, and that will help kind of press your arms up a little bit higher. It will deepen the stretch. You can even go higher with the block a couple settings. You do want to be leaning back a little bit. So set the block back enough, or scoot your butt forward enough that you kind of have that lean back, light with your fingers, and then lift your chest up between your shoulders. You could look up, or you can drop your chin. Notice, feel for which one feels better. This one feels better for me. And take 5 breaths. So you can keep your palms together as you're doing this one. One more. Okay. and then lean forward, let go of the grip, give your shoulders a couple rolls. And the last two we'll do will be for your wrists. So with your left wrist, you're gonna catch your forearm with your right hand, pull the skin of your forearm down. It's almost like you're pulling a glove down, and then make a fist and curl your fist towards your forearm, and then hold that. You're gonna feel a pull on the top of your wrist. So you're releasing some of that fascia that can get kind of glopped up from putting weight in your planks and your handstand when you're doing that in your wrists. Good, and then release that, move your fingers. Good, shake. And then same side, last thing, curl your arm in. You're gonna feel the muscle of your forearm and feel for the portion that is most lateral. So it's closest to the left side of the room. And you'll feel for, if you need this, you'll feel it. There's kind of like a knot there, and give that knot a bit of a rub. Yeah, and this is one that you could spend a little bit more time doing after this video ends. Good, give that a shake. And then the last side. So grab your forearm, your right forearm with your left hand, pull down, make a fist, curl your fist down, and then hold that 5 breaths. It's so good to do these wrist movements for yourself, especially if you're really getting into your inversion practice, if you're handstanding every day. It's really important to warm up and then to cool down your wrists afterwards. And I find that when my shoulders are open, my wrists usually don't have to work quite so much. So shoulder opening is another big element to keep in, and that's why we have this in this drill work. Good, release that, wiggle your fingers, shake. Okay, last one, bring your arm in, go to the lateral side of your forearm, feel for that muscle, and then give it a little rub. Oh yeah, there's a big knot there. Sometimes you can kind of hold it and move your fingers and you'll feel it move around. So you can feel just how involved that part of your forearm is in what you're doing. Give that a squeeze. Good, and then release. All right, let's rest. Lie onto your back. Give your knees a hug in, one last hug in. Drop your knees to the right for a moment, just one breath. Drop your knees to the left for one breath. Come back to center, hug in, nose to your knees to your nose. And then lie all the way back. Shavasana, rest. And just like we started, put your attention on your breath. Different at this point, however, is your breath is just happening naturally. You're not taking deep breaths or doing anything to impact the way you're breathing. Just notice the breath, your breath, as it moves in and out on its own. Still your eyes. With your eyes closed, still your eyes on the inside of your forehead. Notice your breath. And feel your body. Notice your body. Notice how your body feels. Notice how your body feels in comparison to the beginning of this class. No judgment, no right, no wrong, just notice. And then take a deep breath in. Exhale through your mouth. Full body stretch, arms up, legs down. Exhale through your mouth. And then hug your knees into your chest. Roll to your right side. And then press yourself up through your left hand. Come to a seated position. From your seat, reach your arms up towards the ceiling. One more time, stretch up. And then bring your hands to heart center. Touch in, feel yourself, your space, and acknowledge yourself. Acknowledge your courage, acknowledge your tenacity, and acknowledge your willingness to see things in a new way, from a new perspective, and to be willing to be surprised. Acknowledge yourself and each other with one final Om. Breath in. Thank you so much for joining me. Namaste.